Hi and welcome to this Key Learning Initiative video. Today's topic is the ladder method for breaking numbers into its prime factors. Before we get going, please remember to like and to share and to join my channel if you haven't already. Also, your comments are always welcome, so please just add a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But let's get going with today's topic. Our ladder method. Very important to remember, you only use prime numbers. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So, our question, write the following numbers as a product of their primes. Our first example, the first number, is 48. Let's look at how we do this. So, on the right hand side of our page and on my screen, I draw a vertical line. On the right hand side, I write the number 48. And now I start my process. What we ask, what is the first prime number and does it divide into 48? Well, our first prime number is 2. Does 2 divide into 48? Hopefully you can tell that it does. And so I write 2 there and I do a division. 2 into 48 goes 24 times. Now, we ask the question, does our first prime number 2 that we're working with divide into our answer that we've just got, which of 24? So does 2 divide into 24? Yes, it does. So we write 2 next to the 24 and we do our division. 2 into 24 goes 12 times. Next thing we do, does our first prime number 2 divide into our answer of 12? Again, hopefully you can tell that it does. So we write the 2 next to the 12 and we do a division. 2 into 12 goes 6. I think you're hopefully starting to see a pattern. Now we ask the question, does our first prime number of 2 divide into our answer of 6? And the answer is yes. So we write a 2 on the outside and 2 into 6 goes 3 times. Now, same question, does our first prime number of 2 divide into our answer of 3? The answer is no, it doesn't. Now what we do is we ask a following question. What is our next prime number? Well, it's 3. So we say, does the next prime number, which is 3, divide into our answer, which is 3? And yes, 3 goes into 3. So we write a 3 next to our 3, and 3 goes into 3 once. And now we've finished dividing. Now we're ready to write out our number 48 in its primes. Let's have a look. 48 equals. Now what we do is we take all the things we've been dividing by, all the 2's and the 3's, and what we do, we move them over here and we multiply each of them together. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And that equals 48. Now, if we want to write it exponentially, that gives us 2 to the power 4 times 3. And we've written 48 as a product of its prime numbers. 2 to the power 4 times 3. So let's look at a second example. We're taking the number 196. We draw our vertical line and on the right hand side of it we write 196 and we start our process. What is our first prime number and does it divide into 196? Well, our first prime number is 2. And does it divide into 196? Hopefully you can see that it does. And so I put a 2 just to the left of it, and I do a division. 2 into 196 gives me 98. Now, does our first prime number of 2 divide into our answer of 98? Again, hopefully you can see that it does. And so we write 2 on the left hand side, and 2 into 98 gives me 49. Next, does my first prime number of 2 divide into our answer of 49? And the answer is no, it doesn't. So, what is our next prime number? Well, our next prime number is 3. And does 3 go into 49? Well, if you check it on your calculator, or if you do it mentally, you'll get that it doesn't. So, our next prime number is 5. Does 5 divide into 49? If we look at it, no, it doesn't. Then we ask again. Our next prime number after 5 is 7, and we divide 7 into 49. Does it divide into 49 without a remainder? Yes, it does. So we write a 7 to the left hand side of the 49, and then we do our division. 7 into 49 goes 7 times. Let's carry on. Now, does our prime number 7 divide into our answer of 7? Yes, it does. And so we write a 7 next to our 7, and 7 divided by 7 will give us 1. And now we've completed our working out. Let's write it down neatly. So back to the left hand side. 196 equals, now we take all the things we were dividing by, the 2's and the 7's, and we again move them in front of our equal sign with multiply signs between them. And so 196 equals 2 times 2 times 7 times 7. If we now want to write that in exponential form, that gives us 2 to the power of 2 times 7 to the power of 2. Let's look at a third and final example. 225. We draw our line on the right hand side and we write our number 225, and we start our process. What is our first prime number, and does it divide into 225? Well, our first prime number is 2. Does 2 divide into 225? The answer is no. So then, what is our next prime number? Well, our next prime number is 3. Does 3 divide into 225? If you put on your calculator or do it mentally, yes it does. And so we write a 3 to the left hand side of the 225, and we do a division. 3 into 225 goes 75 times. Okay, now again we ask the question, does our prime number of 3 that we're working with at the moment divide into our answer of 75? Again, yes it does. So we put it to the left of our 75, and we now do our division. 3 into 75 goes 25 times. Now we carry on. We ask the question, does our prime number of 3 go into 25? Hopefully you can see that it doesn't. Let's carry on. What's our next prime number after 3? Well, it's 5, and so we ask, does 5 go into 25? The answer is yes, and so we write a 5 to the left of the 25 and do our division. 5 into 25 goes 5 times. Let's carry on. Does our prime number of 5 divide into our answer, which also happens to be 5? Yes, it does. So 5 into 5 goes once. Excellent. Now we've finished with our working out. And so we have 225 equals. Again, we take all the numbers that we were dividing by, we put them just after the equals, and we multiply them by each other. And so we have 3 times 3 times 5 times 5. Now if we want to put that in exponential form, that gives us 3 squared times 5 squared. As we finish this, remember you have to use your prime numbers when you're dividing. You always start with your smallest prime number and work up. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, etc., etc. Do it in order. Don't try and do a 3, then a 5, then a 3, then a 7. Start with your smallest one and carry on until it's finished. But good luck. So thank you for watching this Key Learning Initiative video on the ladder method for breaking numbers into its prime factors. I hope it has been really helpful. Please remember to join my channel if you haven't. Please remember to like and to share the video, and let more and more people know about this channel. Also remember, your comments are always welcome.